Hello.
All right. All right.
Welcome to the GasLit podcast, everyone.
All right. We have new equipment today. I'm super excited.
Here we go. We're just working.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yes,
Okay.
it's
Is this gonna stop? Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
How's it going today, John?
It's going fantastic, Jimmer.
Oh, yeah? How's it going with me? It's going great. I can't complain. We've got new equipment I'm super duper excited about. I've got my own camera now, so that's pretty cool. John's got his camera. That's awesome. And then we have
Jimmer.
new cameras.
Jimmer.
Our whole thing. We're becoming a bigger
We're
thing now.
we're becoming an actual thing now, Jim.
Yeah.
This is kind of exciting.
So
I was gonna announce it that hey, we were working on some stuff that's gonna add some cool new features to the show. But we're like, you know what? Let's just roll this shit out.
Yeah, it's already here.
Let's figure. You know how we do stuff on this show.
Yeah,
we just figure stuff on the fly.
That's why things look the way. Well, anyways, before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button. We don't have a like button. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, we're working on that too.
Yeah, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, tell your dad,
Not your mom.
Also, do we have a question for the day? What do we want to talk about today?
Yeah, well, first I want to mention that some people that are watching should definitely comment because comments help us to break through the algorithms of YouTube.
Yeah, if you hate it, let us know.
If you hate it, especially let us know.
Yeah, because
that way we can find you. And if you
we won't
don't,
do that. All right, John, we can just jump right into it.
As always, let's go. Let's get into it, bud.
All right, here we go. Wait, hold on. I'm still trying to figure out the buttons to this thing. Let's do this. All right, you ready for this?
And
So thank you, Mr. President, for your confidence.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you for willing to do it. Now we're going to get down to business here, and Ron, who am I turning this over to?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think it's time for the press, our friends in the press to leave now. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Mr. President, how are you going to take a border for the children in the border facility? Are you going to visit the border?
Thank you very much.
what?
So let's
All right, let's get down to business.
Let's just
All right,
break down.
who am I passing the baton to now? Wait a minute. I thought this was a wait a minute. Were we supposed to talk to the president? Ron, who am I supposed to pass the questions to?
Well, it's important to.
Aren't you the president?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know anymore. Who's the president? Who's in charge? Kamala's there next to him.
This is shocking.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, this was breaking just yesterday.
It's really
actually.
not shocking at all. We called it.
Just in.
I don't want to take credit for things that we predicted months ago. But
All right, hold on. Let me still figure out these buttons. Hold on. Just in, folks. Biden selects BP Harris to handle growth at border crisis.
the growing border crisis,
Yeah, that's
Kamala,
right.
who I'm not going to the border today,
right.
is handling the border crisis.
She's the one handling the border crisis.
All right.
So this is good news because you know what that means. Free labor coming our way to your favorite blue state. All right.
I know how to solve this problem.
Yeah.
I used to do this to the inmates.
Yeah.
So you pay them $1 a day,
yeah, they can do stuff.
and they can punch out as many license
They
plates
can
as
do
you
stuff.
want.
I never understood, and then it's never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Go there.
No.
We should always go there, Jim.
Well, since
That's
it-
why we have Gaslit Podcast, because as they're gaslighting us, we're just giving them the truth that people seek.
So I guess here's what I want to know. I mean, if Kamala's gonna be in charge and she's cool with free labor, why not just use the free labor to build the wall?
Bum bum bum. Oh, they don't want the wall. Remember,
They
they
don't
need
want
more. But they need more voters.
They need more voters.
Voters need to be piling in. The wall
Oh,
will preclude more votes
Yeah, that's
from
I can see
crossing
that's a
into the.
problem.
Yes, is a problem.
That's a huge problem.
You know, they could do what FDR used to do.
Which
Is just have them dig ditches,
Did
and
he?
then have a whole new crew come and just refill the ditches.
Did they really do that?
Yeah,
To
they used to
immigrants?
do that. Not to immigrants.
I
just
was like, wait, that sounds like an awful thing to do to
Yeah.
immigrants. Okay, well, you're just gonna live in an endless gulag for the rest of for what? Did they have prisoners do this?
no, they just
Oh, like holes. The book Holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would dig holes out in the desert.
they would dig holes and then they would refill the holes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's the whole
Because
point
the
of
government
thing.
wants to give you jobs.
Well, anyways, I mean, President, according to News 12, Fox News. I don't know why we're using this source, but we are.
Oh, by the way, congratulations on your promotion.
I'm promoted.
Yes. Not only are you now the assistant secretary of the warehouse here, but I also found out that you are now the assistant secretary of Planned Parenthood in Burbank. Congratulations! Yay!
I don't know what to look at. What the hell are you talking about? That's not a promotion at all. What are you talking about?
I'm just messing with you.
All right.
I'm just messing with you and your conservative values, Jim.
Oh, okay. Well, according to the Associated Press, President Biden taps VP Harris to lead the response to border challenges. All right, here we go. Biden made the announcement as he and Harris met at the White House on Wednesday with the Health and Human Secretary, Xavier Becerra, which I'm kind of excited about, and I'll tell you why I'm excited about, because finally we'll have answers. You remember Jen Psaki was asked, well, we'd like information on the border, essentially is what she was asked. And she said,
She was saying, why are we being blocked out of going and actually doing ride-alongs with CBP over there? Why are we being locked out of like actually interviewing customs officers and being like on site to find out getting like real-time reporting on what's happening at the border? Since we know there's a crisis. How do we know there's a crisis? Because we sent FEMA down there. What is FEMA for?
hold on, I know this one. Crisis.
It's for emergencies.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's what that is.
So it must be an emergency if you just sent FEMA down
Yeah,
there.
freaking emergencies must act.
Exactly. Freaking emergency must act.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, anyways, going back to this thing. All right. In delegating matters to Harris, Biden is seeking to replicate a dynamic that played out when he served as President Barack Obama's vice president. Obama turned to Biden early in his first term to lead White House effort to draw down U.S. troops to the intractable war in Iraq. Wait, what? That's not the same as immigration. That's nowhere near the same as an immigration crisis. What is she talking about? Did I read that correctly? Obama turned to Biden early in his first term to lead the White House effort to draw down U.S. troops in the intractable. That's a weird reporting, AP News. Well, anyways,
I think they're. I don't think they're reporting anymore. I think they're just taking
just random.
just random. They're taking like an old thing that they wrote and just copy pasting it.
Oh.
And then they must have missed this paragraph. They're like, what?
Well, I actually, you know what? I'm actually kind of excited because I was reading this article earlier and it says, let's go back to the article, folks, that we can. Biden is hoping to show Americans he's taking the border situation seriously, right? The growing humanitarian and political challenge at the U.S.-Mexican border threatens to overshadow the administration's ambitious legislative agenda. But get this right here. But the high-profile assignment for Harris, who ran for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2020, is expected to run for the White House again in the future and could be
Politically fraught.
So, John, I have a question for you. Do you think they are sabotaging Kamala Harris?
You know when they say, put your best foot forward?
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris cannot be the best foot that you put forward when it has to do with America. So, is she going to expose herself? Absolutely. Have they already exposed themselves? Absolutely. But does it really matter? Not at all. Because we got 6,000 new voters piling in day by day, baby. And they're just going to
I don't know how, but apparently, since we don't need any more identification to vote, they're just going to go round them up. They're going to send the community buses down just to go pick up absentee ballots from these people. Oh, you don't have a ballot? Hold on. We have these all filled out for you. Just go ahead and sign them.
Just go.
Yes.
Just go.
Just sign them.
Here's a free gift card to La Curacao.
That's right.
I think they're trying to sabotage her. I think they
2 to 1
are
special on
trying to
empanadas when
sabotage.
you give us your ballot.
What?
2 for 1. Empanada coupons.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, I think, this crisis obviously is going to get worse if she's in charge. She hasn't handled a lot of things.
I don't like it, Jim. I don't like it that people are just and they're distracting us with what? Mass shootings. 7 shootings in 7 days. Let's collect all the guns. Remember, red herrings.
Guns. Yeah, guns.
Remember, red herrings,
We're talking
Jim.
about guns and white supremacy.
Red herrings are like, for people who don't understand, we used to use the legal term red herring, like when you would be writing essays, they would use red herrings in some of the questions to kind of, differentiate the people that really understood the law and the people that were just going to grab a red herring and start running with it.
Is a red herring like a ginger?
It's kind of like a ginger. Yeah,
kinda like
it's an
ginger,
evil
okay.
demon
Oh, I see.
that
Is it
has no
really?
soul. No, no, they're just distractions. They're there to distract you from what's actually taking place. So instead of you focusing on the law and what would entail, like depending on what case scenario they draw it for you, they throw a red herring in there, like the person was wearing a purple jacket, and then you're like, wait a minute, what does this have to do with? But this is what they do. So it's become identity politics. The person was black. The person was white. The person was Muslim. Okay. Muslim. Okay. That has nothing to do with anything. All right. How about the person was sick in his freaking head and he went and he shot a bunch of people that he shouldn't have killed? So when they talk about like gun rights and gun reform and this and that, again, you can kill a lot of people if you drive a car into a crowded area. Doesn't mean we should get rid of cars. You can stab a ton of people with a knife.
As they do in England.
And they do.
They
They actually do it.
There's a lot of stabbing.
There's a lot of stabbing.
There's a lot of stabbings in it.
Yeah, because they took away the guns. So
And now they gotta
now
stab-
crazy
you
people.
actually
Now
need-
crazy people just stab
You
people.
actually need permits in England to buy a knife now. Yeah. I
Kitchen
swear.
knives?
Hold on. Let me
Shut up.
Hold on.
Shut up.
We're gonna practice.
What
this.
kind of wacky?
Hold
Do
on.
you guys want to live in England?
Hold on. We can practice this. Remember,
Oh,
we're gonna,
I was gonna make a good.
you-
I was gonna go somewhere with this.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, do your thing. England. Knife.
If
permits.
these people don't like the freedoms that our country gives us, why are they in our country? Huh, Jim? Does that make sense?
If they, wait, what
If
was the
you
question
don't,
again?
if you don't appreciate the freedoms that this country affords you, why are you in this country? If you're so appalled with our gun rights, with our free speech, with all the freedom that our Constitution provides for us, for all of our law-abiding citizens, why are you here? Why are these radicals trying to change our Constitution, our rights, our freedoms to appease their agenda? Just leave. Just leave. I have a simple solution, Jim. Just leave.
Yeah, but why
Get
leave?
out.
Why leave when you can take everybody down with you?
Get out.
That's the easiest thing.
The easiest thing is just get out. You don't like it here? Go to Venezuela.
All right, just a
Go to Cuba.
Just a quick update on the
We love
the
the
knife thing.
the Cubans.
They tried. Apparently, it's not a thing according to Reddit. But having failed to thwart crime with gun bans, British officials now wanted to restrict the most useful tool ever made, which was
knives. So everybody,
right. So,
everybody, I can imagine in the chef's kitchen. It's all those plastic, the one that comes with the spork, like the little plastic.
Right. So I mean, your point is correct, right? Evil people are gonna evil people. That's what's gonna happen.
Sick people are sick.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So
what they
you
do.
work.
They do evil stuff.
Yeah. So try to thwart sick people from having access to firearms.
Yeah.
and not try to take away all the guns from all the law-abiding citizens. And you know, it is. I get it. It's a slippery slope. If you say, well, if it's this, there's this protected class, and then how come that class is not protected? And all right, let's be reasonable. Let's like sit down. Let's have a discussion. That's the other thing. We've lost discourse in this country because one side has been just shut out. We don't have an opinion anymore, right? We can't run ads. We can't even run ads, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Our little dinky podcast, which now has multiple camera angles, by the way.
Yeah.
We can't even run ads. Why? Because it doesn't serve their agenda, Jimmy. So what do we do as a country? Like, if we can't sit and have a conversation, if everything has to be based on identity of what race I am or what religion I am or whatever I am, these are not the foundation. These are not what our Constitution, our founding fathers based our country off. Okay? It wasn't based off of race. It was based off of freedom and equality, not equity. Equality of opportunities.
Right, and that's what we strive for each and every day. I mean,
So that's what we want. We just want everybody to have
fair shot.
if you put in the work and the effort, does that go to say that, oh, some people don't have to work harder than other people? Of course.
No, I'm trying to. Yeah,
Of
I'm
course.
trying to start a turtle mill, and it's not really happening for me. But I'm gonna have to work harder at that.
But you
than
know
most
what? You got to
people.
work harder. That's right.
Yeah.
As opposed to a white kid who already had a turtle mill passed down to him. Right? Maybe they had multiple turtle mills.
Oh gosh, do you know there was somebody?
But you got to start somewhere, Jim.
Yeah, you see,
Somebody
I'll
had to start
eventually-
somewhere.
Generational wealth will eventually happen.
There you go.
I will pass on a turtle mill to my grandchildren,
And
they
will always remember.
No, they will probably burn it down for the insurance money. Anyways, John, breaking news.
Oh, Lord.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit has ruled that there is no right to carry either openly or concealed in public. Boom.
What?
Boom, John.
What are you saying?
Boom. Take that, good guy with a gun. How can there be a good guy with a gun to save the place if there is no good guy with the gun? Boom. All guns are bad. Boom. Roasted.
Is that real?
Roasted. Yeah, that's real. Check this out. You ready for this? Here we go.
There's no way that passed.
This is according to NBC News, a divided federal appeals court in California ruled Thursday that there is no constitutional right to carry a concealed handgun, adding to a division among the lower courts on gun rights outside the home. The protection of the Second Amendment, whatever the scope of that protection may be, simply does not extend to carrying of concealed firearms in public by members of the general public. Your reaction, John.
What?
Your reaction.
This is blasphemy.
Let the people at the home know how you feel. You
Jim.
yourself are a if you
I am a
live
CCW carrying member of society.
if you live in Arkansas, Hawaii, California, Arizona, Oregon, Washington, or
Montana. I love it that you got to MT and you were like, Michigan? No. Minnesota?
Michigan. Michigan, okay?
That was hysterical.
Yeah, it applies to you.
I love how you got locked up right there. But that
I'm
was
sorry,
good.
John. But all those guns that you just have laying around the warehouse,
Damn.
you know? The ones that my kid plays with when she's just walking around the warehouse because you just leave them lying around.
Well, they got to be accessible. That's the whole point. It's not like
Well,
we
you
haven't
can't-
trained her.
You can't take them outside now.
It's not like we haven't properly trained her.
No, that's true.
She's probably a better shot than you are.
So here's the thing, right? I think this is where we're going. I think that they want you can't have the good guy with a gun if there are no good guys with a gun. So thus your argument about there should be good people with guns is no longer a valid argument anymore.
Do you know what's important about the CCW?
What is the CCW for the folks at home?
The concealed carry weapon. Okay, so
okay.
that means you can have firearms on your persons without it being exposed. So not like Not like you would see an officer carrying a gun where they have it on a holster that's visible.
It's like the undercover.
It's
one.
an undercover one. Yeah, it's like you can have it in an inside holster or, in a bag or something where it's not exposed. When you go somewhere in public and you see somebody have a gun, what's the first thing that people do? Everyone's like staring at the dude with the gun, right?
Everybody takes notice. That's the word.
100%, everyone takes notice. So, and what happens is like it triggers naturally, right? If you're just at the grocery store and you just see a dude walking around with a gun,
It makes me nervous.
it makes you nervous, right? So that dumb things don't happen, they created this concealed carry permit, which is an extensive process that you have to go through to get in the first place. It's not regardless of what the Democrats will tell you, you don't walk in to a gun store and tell them, I'd like my concealed carry permit, and then walk out the same day with the concealed carry permit, okay?
Unless
You
the
have
right
to
guy.
go.
Unless you know the right guy, John.
It does not matter who you know, okay? You're not getting the mayors of some cities can't get a CCW, okay? So
Just because my mayor's a felon, John.
nobody told you to live in
Wherever
South
I
Central
live.
Los Angeles, my
Yeah.
friend.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. But the point I'm saying is it's intended for good people to be able to, good law-abiding people to be able to comfortably carry a firearm without it triggering the rest of the people around them, right? When you take away this right, not only are you going against the Constitution, but you're putting people in a position where now, you can pull this up too. I'm sure you'll see it. Armed robber gets shot in grocery store.
No, it's happened. Do you
How
remember-
many times it happens where bad people go in, pull guns on innocent people,
Well, you remember
and then a good guy with the gun puts that person down.
Texas. There was recently, actually, in Texas, there was somebody who walked in, shot up a church. Unfortunately, 2 people died, but
Yes.
the guy in the back, several people actually had a
had
gun.
firearms,
And
correct.
We can't show it here, but here, you go ahead and keep talking while I find it. 'cause
But
we
that
can do that now.
but in these situations, that's what the concealed carry is for. Okay? You know why a lot of these shootings and stuff don't happen in states like Arizona? Because a lot of people carry. Okay? It's a constitutional carry state, actually. Right?
Right.
So they don't even have their own state mandate. Now you can go get a CCW, but you can always carry on your person anyways. Okay?
And here it is over in Texas.
Yes.
Here we'll go ahead and just ignore this guy's name because these people are hot garbage. But anyways,
I'm not sure about the laws in Texas, but I'd assume it would be something similar to what it is in Arizona.
Yeah, so White Settlement on Sunday, the gentleman started shooting before he himself was shot. And there are the people. There they are.
So people were congregated in church. Some sick person comes in with a gun, starts firing away, and a good law-abiding citizen takes the gun out and puts him down, right? So how many people's lives do you think that saved?
Several.
Several. Crowded church from the picture you just showed me.
Yeah.
So,
Sitting ducks.
yeah. Innocent people that have just gone to a place of worship. So when things like this happen, these are the situations where you got to look at why we are given these rights. You can't just put a blanket thing out saying there's no reason to carry. Do you think a psychopath who's going somewhere to go kill people at a massage parlor or at a grocery store or in a shopping mall or something like that, do you think it matters if you have a CCW license or not? Do you think people who go through the process, and mine I think took 6 months, 8 months, something like that, when I got my CCW, it was about, because literally Department of Justice, DOD, FBI, okay, and a bunch of other 3-letter federal agencies all have to run your background before you qualify for a CCW.
Is that why the FDA is so busy and can't get things done? They're running background checks for gun?
Not the FDA, but you mean the FBI?
FDA. I'm pretty sure the FDA they're busy doing something, which is why they can't.
I have no idea what the FDA does anymore.
But it took 8 months.
It took 8 months. So it's not like, you're getting vetted out. Why? The person who goes through that process and waits to legally obtain their CCW, they're not shooting up no place.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't go through that process just so you can go and start shooting up a place. If you're going to go shoot up a place,
You're just gonna do it.
you're just going to do it. You're going to find a gun in a paper bag from a guy named Otto, and then you're just going to go and you're going to go to your local Kmart and start letting off rounds. You know what I mean?
Shout out to all the autos out there handing out brown paper bags to John with guns.
With no serial numbers. Thanks, guys, by the way.
Scratched off, man. That is. Yeah, they're gonna do.
You got to have all
They're
kinds in your
crazy.
collection, Jim.
Yeah.
All kinds.
legal ones, illegal. Look, if they're crazy, they're gonna hurt people.
Of course.
Right.
This is not going to preclude anybody from them going out and doing these things. All this is going to do is disenfranchise people from going and getting firearms to protect themselves. And the people that need it the most, which is like with these laws they're trying to pass with the $800 tax or the insurance thing that they want you to pay if you're a gun owner, like people in the small communities and like the poor communities where they're more likely to get burglarized at home, where they're more likely to get robbed at gunpoint, those are the communities that aren't going to be able to afford these types of taxes. So you're keeping this entire population of people who probably need the protection more than anybody else from legally obtaining and owning firearms. And it's unjust. It's not just wrong, it's unjust.
I concur.
It's
No, I mean,
sickening.
it's not really
It's sickening.
Not really much. I mean,
Jimmy,
what's up?
it's one thing to be like a gun enthusiast. It's another thing to understand that one firearm could be the difference between you saving your family member's life, your life, or the life of another innocent person. Okay? They want to make it sound like gun owners are all these gun nuts and they have 50 guns and, they want to all carry around assault weapons and things like that. First of all, they don't sell assault weapons. Everything that gets sold legally is a semi-automatic. Even if it's a rifle, it's a semi-automatic rifle, which means it only fires one shot at a time.
Making
we
it an
had
assault weapon.
It's not an assault weapon. It's one shot at a time. And even with these high-capacity magazine restrictions that they talk about,
It's an assault weapon.
it's not, because if I have a 10-round magazine, right, or a 30-round magazine, let's say, the only difference is I can just have
You can have
multiple
guns on you.
I could just have multiple magazines on me. No, you don't even need guns. You need one gun with multiple magazines, and it's literally click and just keep going. So for them to say that, high capacity magazines is the reason why this happens and stuff like that, it's absolute nonsense.
So
It
what's
does
the-
not
what's-
make sense.
What's the end goal? I mean, without getting.
What do you mean? What's the
What's the
angle?
angle?
If
We
I
wanna
wanted to
get- if we
control,
wanna
if I
minimize-
wanted to control my constituents, and if I wanted to push agendas that they had no way of opposing, what would I do first? I would take their ability to fight back.
To protect themselves?
I would take our right is to protect us not just from one another, but from a tyrannical government. We are facing a tyrannical government right now that is just legislating by pen. They're not taking anything to the House. They're not taking anything to the Senate. They are just passing executive order after executive order, force feeding it down your throat and saying it's for the good of the people.
All right, so right here, right now, what is your prediction next coming months? Do
months,
do we see gun reform? Do we see
they're going to try to either start a gun registration where it's almost like it's the Facebook of, hey, come rob me. Like, when you go out of town and you're like posting pictures on your Facebook, you're just letting all the weirdos out there know that you're not going to be home for a month. or a week or forever long you're gone. It's basically like that, but for guns. So your random people are gonna know, like, hey, this guy has guns in his house. Let's go steal them. Because if I have a list, I could just go and follow my list and check and see when people leave the house. Jimmy, if I knew where you lived and I knew you had guns, I would just wait for you to go to work, and then I would take your guns from you. Not much you could do there, buddy.
Yeah.
Guess where most people hold their guns?
In their cars.
And
Underneath the seat.
okay, you really live
that's
in.
where my friend
You
Otto
really
told
live in
me.
South Central.
That's why we run from cops, John. That's why we run from cops. We know that's a no-no spot. Okay, my prediction is that they pass legislation. We do the gun registry, right? We solve gun violence immediately after, 2 weeks after, and Kamala Harris uses the small children labor to burn the guns into one giant statue of President Kamala Harris.
You think they're gonna melt all of our
They're
guns
gonna
just
melt
to,
the guns and make
just
a
to
giant.
build like an iconic?
Yes, they'll turn it into like a nuclear bomb of some sort in the shape of Kamala Harris, and the world would be a better place for it, John.
Okay, ridiculous,
All right, John.
preposterous, Jim. Okay,
All right.
thank you guys for watching today's podcast. We're sorry that it had to end on this sour note,
All right.
but I'm very happy that we've become more inept at podcasting.
Yeah.
This multiple camera angle thing is really exciting for me.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like
We're
just like-
almost
like, that's not
a
necessary at
professional.
all.
Yes.
This
That's
is not
just-
necessary.
If you're
in any
getting
way or
nauseated
form.
watching this, please remember, subscribe, like, hit the bell notification, comment about topics that you'd like us to cover.
Yeah, ask us.
That's very important
yeah.
because we sometimes on slow news days.
Side with me and tell John that the world's be a better place with a giant statue of Kamala Harris made out of guns.
Stay classy, America. Stay classy.
All right. All right.